from the News Channel 5 Network and Out and About newspaper. This is Out and About Today.
Hello, I'm Chuck Long, and thanks for joining us on another edition of Out and About Today. Tonight, Brent Meredith gets a preview of the upcoming fundraiser for Nashville Cares Avant-Garde. But up first, lots of hot topics on our Buzz About segment, including how the Davidson Academy turning down children because their parents are gay controversy turned into a national debate. Here to get the buzz started, my co-hosts Brent Meredith and Pam Wheeler, and from Out and About Nashville, editor James Grady. Great to see everybody.
Good to be here.
All right, so we've got a lot to talk about. Once again, we're just going to dive right in. I know this has been in the headlines for a while now, but one of the things that's so interesting about this, I want to get your spin on it. These Brian Copeland, Pastor Greg Bullard, such upstanding citizens in the Nashville community. What's your take on how it's just basically come to light and how it's affected them?
You're looking at me. You want to go first?
You get to go first.
Well, first of all, I'm both surprised but not, because while I understand that it is discrimination in my mind, I do believe that is the church. It is a private school, and they are allowed and entitled to have their own rules. So I mean, while I'm on the side of Greg and Brian. And Brian, thank you. My gosh, I knew that.
And there's their family.
Yeah, they're there. And I mean, yeah, again, who would say no to those faces? But at the same time, Davidson Academy can do what they choose to do.
Yes. Yep.
I was going to say, what does it mean to be on their side? Because they've argued time and again that the school has the right to reject them according to their own procedures, that the unclarity of it in their own personal experience was the real issue for them. And for me, the really interesting side of the debate that this has brought up again is the extraordinarily negative reaction that many in the LGBT community have automatically to religion, right?
Yeah.
They made assumptions about this family and where they should or should not have sent their children. And, you know, as new opportunities have shown, there are fundamentalist evangelical churches who are happy to have them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I feel the same. I feel for them, of course. And we've got the letter from the school here. I don't know if we're going to read excerpts from it, but they say, you know, we believe something different. We have a strict interpretation of the Bible. They don't think homosexuality, they think it's wrong. And so they're denying it. I feel for them. I'm not on that belief, of course, but it's pretty black and white what this private institution feels. And
it's interesting though. It's almost what they're transferring their belief onto the children, who we don't know what their sexual orientation is.
Right.
Children.
Sure.
I did want to. I'd reached out to both parties. I reached out to Davidson Academy. Did not hear anything back. Reached out a couple of times to them. Did reach out to Brian and Greg, and we do have a statement from Brian that I wanted to read to you guys. What began as a way to be transparent with our social media sphere has turned into a passionate national debate. Isn't that what being human is about, especially in this tech age? Showing your victories and your defeats, getting some support from those who love you to keep pressing on. That's why I shared. I did not share it to cause hate to rain down on an institution or my family from the greater world. Continue your conversations. Let them end in disagreement and understand that this is what religious freedom is.
That's right.
I think that is a great way to put it. But and it is. And, you know, Brian did not put it out there to get this negative reaction. He just put it out there because, you know, it's like, here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on, we do want to hear from you, too. We have, of course, our Facebook page, and we always like to hear from you. Just go to facebook.com/outandabouttoday. We have not heard the last from this, we know.
You know, and there's tons of comments on Out and About Nashville site.
Were you surprised by the comments?
I'm never surprised by the comments anymore.
Yeah, really?
I read them as little as possible because, you know, they turn ugly so quickly.
They do.
You know, it's not heartwarming.
Right.
And that's on any topic, though.
It is.
When you read comments on anything, they're extreme people.
Right.
Well, there are. I mean, and they're all the same people. I mean, if you're, you know, why are you there if you don't? Well,
you know, it's interesting to me, though. People said that the LGBT community as a whole got up in arms about this because they objected to Davidson Academy having their own views and their, you know, it's their right. But we said, no, that's fine. They can express their opinion. It was just that the LGBT community as a whole and in general was just saying that they just think that this is wrong. I mean, they can disagree with Davidson Academy.
They can disagree and not send their children, and if they don't feel, don't
absolutely.
go.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, though, go to our Facebook page. Let us know your feelings on this as we progress, and we'll be bringing you up to date as we hear. Also wanted to talk about on our Buzz About the role of same-sex marriage that it will play in the Republican presidential bid. Now, this is interesting to me because we're already hearing from a lot they're going back, whether it's Chris Christie, and this is something that he said several years ago when he took a stance against same-sex marriage. Are you surprised at, and this is a leading question, but are you surprised at all by the Republicans' stand on same-sex marriage and LGBT issues as we start to enter the presidential bid?
No.
No, of course not.
You know, it's politics.
You didn't think that they would soften at all in this coming?
We may see that. We may
Yeah.
see it soften after the Supreme Court rules and that trickles down and we figure out where everybody stands. They may soften a little bit.
Well, I think it softened a little bit on the state level where some of them were just sort of removed it from their platform. They didn't really say one way or the other. They just stopped talking
Sure.
about it altogether. So, I mean, is that a soften or what is that, you know?
They want to hit their 40%, though.
Yeah,
because
right.
we, you know, they
Right,
want
60
those votes.
still support it,
Right.
but 40% do not. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't think that they're worried that a lot of Republicans are going to be voting for Hillary Clinton. But the question is whether you're going to get Tea Party people out to vote for
Right.
somebody who's moderate.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's going to be hard. So I think they're going to have to. We are going to see softening, but I don't think we're going to see the kind of softening that we want to see.
Yeah.
No embracing.
Right. We've got a lot more to talk about, but we do have to take a break. And when we return, there is more buzz about, so come on back with us.